Day trading is a losing game. You are being set up to fail. I'm about to break this down and explain how you're being set up to fail and the dark truth behind trading in today's video. So get ready to lock in because I'm about to expose the truth about trading. One thing that you need to understand is that in today's day and age, trading isn't real trading, right? I'm assuming that just like me, you're trading using funded accounts, right? You're trading using prop firms, you're trading on a funded account, you're trying to get payouts, and that's how you want to become profitable. But you need to understand that this isn't trading. This is a whole nother game. These funded accounts, these prop firms, right? The ability to get these payouts, this is all built around a system that is designed for you to fail. You are supposed to lose money. You aren't meant to be profitable because if that was the case, how are these prop firms still making money? How are they so rich? How are they so comfortable, just giving people these payouts? And it's as simple as this. And it's because more people lose than people win, right? More people blow accounts than the few people, the 0.1% that can actually get payouts and then request them. But why is that the case? Why does the 99% lose? Why does only the 1% win? And it's as simple as this. You are being set up. You're being put into a system where trading is made to, appeal to you in a certain way, but that's not the reality. That's not what trading is. If you want to become profitable and you want to break out of this 99%, you need to do what the 1% are doing. And that is doing something different. And I'm about to get into that in today's video. So make sure you're locked in. Firstly, I want to talk about prop firms, right? And prop firms are where you buy your funded account. This is your Top Step, your Alpha Futures, your FTMO, right? All of these big major companies. What you need to understand is that they don't want you to win, right? Logically, why would they want you to win? Because that's them losing money. They want you to lose. And that is exactly why the system is set up in the way that it is. That is why they have all of those rules, because you're not supposed to win. Now, how do you win? How do you separate yourself from the 99% that lose? And that's by doing something different. You need to understand the prop firm game. You need to know that you're not playing a game where you're trading properly. You're playing a game where you're beating the prop firm system. And there's a certain way that you can do this. And this is something that I've learned over time. This is something that I have seen from many, many profitable traders that have made over 100,000 in the market. And then, recently I've been applying to myself. But I'm about to show you what it is that allows them to and allows people to actually make these figures from trading and not be like the 99%. The first thing is you need to not be afraid to blow funded accounts, right? You need to let go of that attachment. You need to stop glorifying evaluations. You need to recognize that at the end of the day, all you are being given is a simulated account, right? This account says $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, and your mind automatically thinks, oh my goodness, $100,000. If I make 1%, that's 1,000. If I make 5%, that's 5,000. I'm going to be rich. I can make 5%. I can risk 1% and hit a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio trade and be rich, because that's what it's psychologically designed for you to think. That's exactly what they want. But that's not the reality of it. You're not paying 500, you're not paying $100,000 for that account. You're paying, well, it depends. If it's a futures account, you're paying around $150. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? This is designed to put pressure on you psychologically, and it's also designed for you to start glorifying these accounts, putting them on a pedestal, and being like, you are the most important thing in the world. I need to pass you. That's what's going to cause you to lose. That is why most people lose money. And it's because they overvalue these things. You need to not be afraid to blow funded accounts. And how do you do that? You have some money. You need to have money in order to trade. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm going to tell you straight up. You need to have money in order to trade. If you need to pass that funded account because you need to get that payout because your bank account is on its last $20 and you need this payout to pay rent, I'm sorry, you aren't going to get a payout. You're just not going to get a payout. And that is what these prop firms are there to do. They're designed for you to spend all your last cents on these accounts. You're then going to become psychologically pressured by yourself because you're going to think, I need to pass these accounts. And then what ultimately happens? You blow the account, you buy another one, you blow the account, you buy another one. That's the dark truth. You're being set up, you're being placed in a system where you're meant to lose. Now, how do we break out of this? You detach yourself. You detach yourself. You lose that attachment to the money, to the market, to passing that account, to getting that payout. You don't care about that. Stop caring about that. Who cares? Start fixating on, okay, this is the prop firm game. If I want to get a payout, I'm not going to start risking 0.5%, 1% because I need to be safe and I don't want to blow it and I want to give myself 10 chances. No, 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 no. You're just always going to lose. What you need to do, start risking highly. Yes, you're going to pass some accounts. Yes, you're going to blow some accounts, but you're going to get some accounts. You're going to get live funded. And when I say risk highly, I'm talking risk the max daily drawdown, right? Risk that whole thing. I'm not even joking. Risk it. You have to. That's what all of these people that are making $100,000 a month are doing. Do you understand? And I'm putting this on, I'm telling you this for free. I'm telling you this straight up for free. You are being put into a system where you're designed to lose. You need to think like the 1% in order to win. So what do? Start risking highly, detach yourself from evaluations, don't buy accounts with your last $10, and I promise you, you will start to see a massive change in your trading. Guaranteed. I want to talk about another topic, and this is about the whole concept of psychology, right? Everybody who is a trader understands the importance of psychology. You understand it, I understand it, right? You need to have good psychology if you want to be profitable because, you can't be revenge trading, you can't be gambling, you can't be over risking, all of this stuff. This all comes down to psychology, right? But there's a huge misconception within the whole trading space that people lack and people fail to understand. And it's that they believe that, okay, cool, your strategy is one thing and your psychology is another thing. And you need to work on those two things separately. That's the furthest thing from the truth. One thing that I've recently learned, right, as a mentor, as someone who trades myself, is that your strategy directly translates over to your psychology. What do I mean by this? It's as simple as this. Your strategy is the foundation of your psychology. What do I mean? If your strategy is weak, if you have not gathered enough data on it to prove to yourself that you are profitable, that is going to lead to a lack of confidence. A lack of confidence is going to lead to errors. Errors are going to lead to mistakes. Mistakes are going to lead to bad psychology. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? It's all a spillover effect. If you aren't confident in your trading, what's going to happen? You're going to miss a setup, right? You're going to be scared to click buy or sell. What happens then? The trade goes on to hit your full take profit, even though you knew it was going in that direction. So what happens? You get FOMO, you get greedy, you start to think, oh my goodness, that would have passed in my account. So then what do? You feel like you're owed that money. So then what do? You start clicking buttons, and then what happens? You start losing money, and then what happens? You start going on tilt and over risking, and then what happens? You've blown the account. Understood? You've blown the account. And that all stemmed from a lack of confidence in your strategy. So, do we get what I'm trying to say here? If you, instead of being in that weak mental position, you are now in a strong mental position because you have gathered data on your strategy, you are confident as hell in your strategy, you know for a fact that your strategy works. Out of 10 trades, you're going to win 8, you're going to lose 2. Out of 100, you're going to win 80, you're going to lose 20. You are chilling. You're not going to have that doubt, that hesitation. You're not going to make those mistakes because you are confident enough in your model that your psychology is then going to be like a brick wall. Does that make sense? And there's a huge misconception about this in the market today. Everyone thinks, oh, my strategy is one thing, my psychology is another. It's just not. They're the same thing, but they're just labeled differently. These are just some of the topics that I wanted to talk to you guys about today because, as I mentioned, trading is a losing game in theory, right? More if you look at the stats, more people lose than people win, but everyone still wants to do it, right? But it's a losing game. Why would you want to do a losing game? And it's because people believe that they can be part of that 1%. But in order to be part of that 1%, you need to think like the 1%. Do you understand what I'm saying? So evolve your mind. Transition yourself to stop thinking like the 99. Stop thinking like the unprofitable. Start thinking like the people that have got it, that have got it under their spell. You can be that same person, but only if you take action, if you stop being scared to risk, if you master your strategy to the point where your psychology is no longer a concern. This is what you need to do. And that's just the reality of trading. One last topic that I want to get into before this video ends and I kind of stop exposing the truth behind trading. And it's that, again, you are being placed into a system or into a environment where you're supposed to become confused. You're designed in a specific way to get lost, right? Make mistakes because you're absorbing too much information. Why is this the case? Well, what I'm trying to say is when you're looking on social media, when you're scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube videos, all of these different platforms, I'm assuming if you're a trader and you're interested in trading, that your For You page and your feed is going to be generally trading related, right? Of course it is. What does this mean? This means that you're going to be given this is the best model. That is the best model. This is the best confluence. That is the best confluence. If you're not doing this, you're never going to be profitable. If you're doing this, you're never going to be profitable. Blah, 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 blah. What is that? Noise, 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 noise. This is all useless noise. It's designed for you to get confused, not confused in a way that you're thinking, what do I do? It's designed to confuse you because your brain is going to start thinking, I need to do this, right? You start doing that, it starts working, but then you see that you need to do that. You try that, that's working as well. So it's like, which one do I do? And then you try one and then it stops working. It's like, okay, cool, let's go over to the other one. Okay, that's not working either. Let's find another video. Let's find another confluence. Let's find another strategy. Let's find another mentor. It's an endless cycle of you just going from place to place to place to place to place because you are getting overwhelmed with information. You are seeing information left, right, and center. And your brain is going, I need this. I need that over there. Oh, wait, hold on. I need this. You're not going to go anywhere. If you can't find one thing and stick to it, you're gone. It's a lost cause. You're only going to prolong your journey. If not prolong, you're just not going to make it. You're going to always be unsuccessful, right? If you want to be successful, you want to be profitable, you want to be part of that 1%, as I said already, you need to think like the 1%. You can't be absorbing all this information from left, right, and center. You need to find one person, find one model, find one strategy, find one guideline, and absolutely lock in on that. That's going to be it. That's going to be it. Master that one thing. Don't care about anything else. Don't care about the new, most fancy, most amazing top tick, bottom tick confluence. You're just going to lose. Find one thing, stick to it. Remember what I told you about strategy equals psychology. And then when it comes to the prop firm game, you already know what you need to do now. Stop risking low. Stop glorifying these accounts. They're fake money at the end of the day. Go get your payouts and you're going to become a profitable trader. That is everything from me today. I know I spoke quite a lot, but look, this is just the truth. Many people won't want to tell you this, but I just spoke to you for over 20 minutes telling you this, right? So I hope this information serves you well. If you enjoyed this, drop a comment below, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'd really appreciate that. If you're not yet subscribed, you already know what to do. Click that subscribe button. I appreciate you for having a watch, for absorbing this information, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.